She's living the dream with the kids, loving every minute, I told my best friend, staring at the ceiling fan while my coffee went cold. The line sounded good out loud, like a man proud of his marriage. I believed it when I said it. 2 miles away, my wife slid into the back seat of a rideshare with another man. She thought the driver was a stranger, but he wasn't. Thank you for listening. If this story resonated with you, leave a comment below and subscribe to this channel for more infidelity stories and cheating wife stories on YouTube. My name is Tom Richardson, and 3 months ago, a blinking red dash cam light changed everything I thought I knew about my 15-year marriage. It was a Tuesday night in Denver. I sat in my home office, the one Julia helped me design when we bought this house years ago. Another late night for both of us, me with quarterly reports, her with what she called the Morrison Project. The coffee maker gurgled its third pot of the day. My dinner plate sat cold on the desk. The chicken she'd made Sunday reheated for the second time. This was our rhythm now, ships passing in separate oceans. "Don't wait up," she'd texted around 7. "John needs the whole team pulling overtime again." John, her project manager, a name I'd heard so often it had become background noise, like traffic or the refrigerator hum. My phone buzzed at 10 p.m. Peter, best friend since our University of Colorado days, godfather to both my kids.
Tom, you awake?
Always am these days. What's up? A pause. Too long. Peter never paused.
I need to see you. I'm in your driveway.
My stomach dropped. Is everything okay? Is it about the kids?
No. Just, can you come out? I'm in my car.
Peter looked terrible. Bags under his eyes. That 1,000-yard stare I'd seen since his divorce 6 months ago. His Toyota smelled like coffee and air freshener. The calling cards of a man living in his car between Uber shifts.
You know I've been driving nights,
he started, hands gripping the wheel.
Extra cash since Melissa cleaned me out.
I nodded. We'd had beers about it last month, how telling the truth about his ex-wife's gambling had cost him everything in court.
No good deed,
he'd said then, laughing bitterly.
Tonight, around 8:30, I picked up a couple from that new wine bar on 5th Street.
His voice cracked.
Tom, I need to tell you something. And I need you to understand I almost didn't. I've been sitting in your driveway for 20 minutes trying to decide if I should just drive away.
Peter, you're scaring me. He pulled out his phone with shaking hands.
I record all my rides. For safety. After what happened with Melissa, I document everything.
He turned the screen toward me.
The woman in my back seat tonight, it was Julia.
The video started with 2 people sliding into Peter's backseat. The man spoke first, mid-30s, expensive suit, the kind of haircut that costs more than my work boots.
Yeah, we're headed to 327 Middle Avenue.
I knew that address. The Riverside Inn, where Julia and I had spent our anniversary 2 years ago, back when we still did things like that. Peter's voice came through the speaker.
You two look like you're having one hell of a night.
The man laughed, pulling someone closer.
That's right. We are. It's about to get even better.
Then I heard my wife giggle, that specific sound she made after her 3rd glass of wine. The dash cam caught their shadows merging, the unmistakable sound of a kiss that wasn't accidental.
Stop!
Julia's voice, suddenly sharp.
Not now. I just need a minute.
What? Julia, you said...
I said goodnight, John.
The video showed him storming out, leaving Julia alone with Peter. The red recording light blinked steadily, capturing everything.
Julia?
Peter's voice on the recording.
I didn't know you drove Uber.
A pause. You could hear her calculating.
What are you doing here?
Trying to make rent. Who was that?
Just someone from work.
Right. So when Tom says you're working late, pulling overtime...
It's not what it looked like.
Julia, I've got a dash cam.
The silence stretched like taffy. Then her voice changed, became something I'd never heard in 23 years of marriage.
You know what, Peter? You didn't see anything. You're tired. These long nights, all this driving, it's messing with your head. That was a coworker who'd had too much to drink. He tried something. I shut it down. End of story.
Julia,
Or I could tell Tom you didn't stop him. That you just sat there, watching, while some drunk guy forced himself on me. Which version sounds better to you?
Peter stopped the video.
she went on for another 10 minutes, threatened me, tried to guilt me, even offered to pay me. I dropped her at your office building, but Tom, your office lights were off. I drove by an hour later, still off.
I stared at the frozen screen, my wife's silhouette caught in a lie.
I almost didn't tell you. After my divorce, after losing everything for being the guy who tells the truth, I sat in a parking lot for an hour, called my sister, called my sponsor, even started driving to your house twice and turned around.
Why did you decide to tell me? He met my eyes.
Because I asked myself, if you found out later that I knew and said nothing, what would that do to us? I already lost my marriage. I couldn't lose my best friend too.
I sat in his car for another hour, watching the full footage. Julia directing him to drop her at my office. Julia texting someone after John left. Julia's final words before getting out.
Remember, Peter, you saw nothing. Tom's happy. I'm happy. Why ruin that?
But here's what broke me. Peter's call to me in the middle of all this. My own voice, confident and oblivious. Julia and I? Never better. She's living the dream. It's not like we're doing the whole romance thing anyway. We're past that. I need a few days, I told Peter. To think. To plan.
Tom, I'm so sorry.
You did the right thing. The hard thing. Thank you. He nodded, tears in his eyes.
I almost didn't.
Over the next week, I became a detective in my own life. Not FBI-level stuff, just a man finally paying attention. What I found was smaller than grand larceny, but bigger than betrayal. Julia had a second phone on our family plan, listed as iPad for Mom. Her mother had been dead 3 years. She'd rented a studio apartment downtown, paid for with our joint credit card, filed under client meeting space, tax deductible. Those late-night client dinners? Charged to her company card, always for 2. Always at intimate restaurants I'd suggested we try someday. The Morrison Project? It existed, but it had wrapped 2 months ago. The worst part was how obvious it all was once I looked, like those magic eye pictures. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. I made copies of everything. Receipts, phone bills, the lease agreement. Then I waited for the right moment. It came on a Thursday. Julia texted that she'd be home for dinner, a rarity these days. I cooked her favorite, opened a good wine, even lit candles.
What's the occasion?
She asked, suspicious but pleased. Can't a man make dinner for his wife? We ate. We talked about the kids, both away at college, about maybe taking that trip to Italy we'd postponed 3 times. She seemed relaxed, happy even. The Julia I'd married was sitting across from me, and for a moment I almost wavered. Then her phone, her real phone, buzzed. She glanced at it, smiled, quickly flipped it over. Work? I asked.
Always.
She laughed.
But not tonight. Tonight's for us.
I pulled out my phone, set it on the table between us like a poker chip. I want to show you something. The dash cam footage played in perfect clarity on the small screen. Julia's face went through phases like the moon. Confusion, recognition, fear, calculation. When it ended, she started immediately.
Tom, I can explain.
Please don't. I pulled out the folder. Phone bills, apartment lease, restaurant receipts. I'm not here to fight. I'm here to stop pretending.
It's not what you think.
It's exactly what I think. And what Peter saw, and what our credit card statements show. She tried tears, then anger, how I'd neglected her, stopped seeing her, made her feel like a maid and mother instead of a woman. Some of it was probably true, but not true enough to justify this. 15 years, Julia, 2 kids, a life, and you threw it away for what? For John?
You don't understand.
I understand that tomorrow I'm filing for divorce. I understand that you'll need to find somewhere else to live. I understand that I'll be fair about assets, but not generous about lies.
You can't just.
I can. And I am. I stood up. Your studio apartment is paid through the month. After that, it's your expense, along with the second phone. And John. 3 days later, Julia showed up at Peter's apartment. She'd gotten his address from our old Christmas card list. Peter called me, panicking.
She's here, Tom. She's saying I made a pass at her months ago, that I'm trying to break up your marriage out of jealousy. She's threatening to tell everyone.
Put me on speaker, I said, and start recording. I heard her voice, high and desperate.
Always been obsessed with me. Tom needs to know what kind of friend you really are.
Julia. My voice through Peter's phone stopped her cold. I'm at Peter's apartment. Have been for an hour. We figured you'd try this. Silence. Here's what's going to happen, I continued. You're going to leave. You're going to stop threatening the man who told me the truth. And if you spread one lie about him to anyone, our kids, our friends, anyone, I'll share the full dash cam video with everybody you've lied to. Are we clear? She left without another word. The divorce was clean. No dramatics, no court battles. I gave her what was fair. Half the retirement, half the house value, none of the business I'd built. The evidence of her apartment and expenses meant no alimony. She kept her job, her dignity, and John. I kept my self-respect and my real friend. 6 months later, I'm sitting on the tailgate of my truck with Peter, watching the sun rise over the Rockies. Coffee steams between us. He doesn't drive Uber anymore. I hired him to manage operations at my company. Turns out, a man who notices everything makes an excellent project manager. You ever regret telling me? I ask.
Every day,
He says.
and never.
That doesn't make sense.
Sure it does. I regret the pain it caused. I don't regret choosing truth over comfort.
My phone buzzes. A text from the woman I've started seeing, a contractor I met at a building supply store. She gets the long hours, the calloused hands, the satisfaction of creating something solid. Dinner tomorrow, her message reads. I want to cook for you this time. I smile, remembering Julia's words about being invisible, about me not seeing her anymore. She was half right. I had stopped looking, but she'd stopped being worth seeing the moment she chose deception over conversation. A friend who tells you the truth may shake your life, I tell Peter, but a friend who hides it will break it. He raises his coffee cup.
To shaking, not breaking.
To friends who choose the hard path. We clink our thermos cups as the sun breaks fully over the mountains. In my pocket, the apartment keys to my new place, smaller, cleaner, entirely mine. In my truck, supplies for the cabin I'm building by hand, board by board, nail by nail. Julia was wrong about one thing. We weren't past romance. We were past honesty. And between the two, I know which one actually keeps a marriage alive. The dash cam that caught my wife's betrayal. Peter still has it in his car. Still recording, still blinking red, because the truth doesn't need to hide. And neither do the people who tell it. Thank you for listening. Like the video and subscribe for more infidelity stories, cheating wife stories, and inspirational stories about finding the strength to start over.